With a notable increase in UFO and UAP sightings, it's clear that a part of our vast universe might be inhabited by intelligent civilizations.
Hey, seriously. What is that?
They don't just hover in dark space, but also cross our planet's borders.
Hey, what is that? Holy crap!
Floating, colliding, or suspending mid-air.
There's no way I can explain that.
That's the UFO.
These incredible UFO sightings will make you believe we are not alone.
What is this?
So many.
The extraterrestrials are already here.
What is that? Look at the lights all around it.
A dedicated UFO researcher had spent countless hours searching the area around the secretive military base of Area 51 after numerous reports of UFO sightings there. Finally, the investigator's patience paid off when he spotted a disc-shaped object hovering just above the ground. Just when he started recording it, the mysterious craft suddenly vanished into the air, leaving the investigators stunned. This close encounter became one of the clearest proof of a possible UFO sighting, and reawakened public fascination with the mysteries near the Area 51 base. Cave Mystery.
What if it just dropped down? It's gone!
A group of tourists exploring Spain's Pyrenees Mountains encountered a shocking, mysterious sight. As the travelers took in the stunning mountain views, they noticed a disc-shaped UFO floating towards a giant cave. In a brief moment, it disappeared inside the cave's shadowy depths. The group debated whether aliens might be inside the UFO, perhaps having landed inside the cave. Eager to investigate further, they made their way towards the cave entrance. But to their disappointment, the lake blocked the way inside. With no way to follow the UFO, the tourists were left with only questions about the UFO encounter.
What if it just dropped down? It's gone!
Mountain Mystery. Some tourists in Arizona saw something strange during their desert trip. While looking at the mountains, they spotted a triangular UFO hovering above a hill. The UFO was shining a bright light on the hilltop, like it was searching for something. The tourists wondered if aliens were looking for a lost friend. Suddenly, the UFO zoomed straight up and disappeared. Excited, the group quickly hiked to where the lights had been shining. But when they got there, they found nothing unusual. No alien footprints or strange marks. The tourists left with an amazing story to tell, but no proof of their close encounter. UFO halts traffic. Have you ever come across something that just stops you in your tracks? In New Jersey, USA, a strange event brought traffic to a stop. A round UFO appeared right next to the road. Everyone got out of their cars and started recording the amazing sight. The UFO hung still in the air, not high up. It seemed like the aliens inside were just as surprised to see the humans as the humans were to see them. When the authorities arrived after responding to the claims to try and catch it, the UFO suddenly zoomed away, leaving everyone amazed. Mountain Mystery. A group of friends went hiking in the mountains. When they reached the top, they saw something strange in the sky. A disc-shaped object was hovering above the peaks, moving super fast. The friends watched in amazement as the mysterious UFO zipped behind a mountain and vanished. They were left wondering what they had just seen. Their hiking trip turned into an unexpected close encounter. What's your take on this sight? Do you think the aliens are interested in contacting us, or something else? Speedy visitor. Workers at a construction site spotted something weird in the sky. At first, they thought it was an animal skull, but when they focused on it, they realized it was a UFO. It flew by so fast, it was gone in seconds. The workers told the police, who sealed off the area to look for clues, but could not figure out where the UFO came from or where it went.
What is this?
UFO in Curitiba. On July 7, 2024, a local in Curitiba, Brazil, spotted something strange in the sky. As he walked along the road, he noticed an unusual object flying high above. Curious, he zoomed in with his camera and realized it was a UFO. Scared by what he saw, the man quickly ran home. That night, military jets were flying over Curitiba, making him wonder if aliens had really visited their city. After the news spread, the locals got scared about possible extraterrestrial visitors in their town. Aliens disc catch. Early one morning, the Canadian government got some surprising calls. People were saying a capsule-like UFO was flying around their city. The government didn't waste any time. They sent military planes to catch the mysterious object. After a tough chase, they managed to bring the UFO down. Now, the strange craft is locked away in a secret lab. Scientists are working hard to figure out what it is and where it came from. The whole country is waiting to hear what they'll discover about their unexpected visitor. Unexpected visitors. On August 15, 2024, Honolulu's beach became the stage for an unexpected spectacle when suddenly strange lights appeared in the sky. As they drew closer, excitement spread and beachgoers stopped in their tracks. These weren't just lights, they were UFOs. The mysterious objects hovered briefly, giving onlookers a clear view. Then, just as suddenly as they appeared, the UFOs vanished into the skies. The authorities were alerted, but the visitors were gone when they arrived after responding to calls. Sky chase mystery. A farmer working in his fields got a big surprise. He saw several disc-shaped UFOs flying right above his crops. But that wasn't all. Army helicopters appeared, chasing after the UFOs. It looked like the Army was trying to catch the mysterious flying objects. However, no news ever came out about any UFOs being caught. The farmer wondered if the government had failed to catch them and was keeping it a secret.
What is going on?
Mystery in the hills. A tourist's peaceful evening in Mexico took an unexpected turn. While capturing the hills from his hotel's balcony, he spotted something unusual drifting slowly across the hills. As he zoomed on his camera, he realized he was looking at a UFO. Suddenly, the UFO flew upwards at incredible speed and vanished into the sky. Within seconds, as if the visitors inside sensed they were being watched. Shaken by the encounter, the tourist decided to leave the hotel, as he feared the UFO might return. Sky spectacle. In Spain, people looked up to see an odd sight in the sky. A capsule-shaped object was moving in a weird way, almost like it was lost. The object zigzagged around, not seeming to know where it was going. But then, as if it suddenly found its map, it zoomed off in one direction. In just a second, it vanished from sight. The locals who saw this were shocked. They decided to keep quiet about what they saw, not telling the police or anyone else. It remained their own little secret about the strange visitor in the Spanish sky. Banff's winter visitor. One chilly day in Banff, Canada, tourists spotted something amazing in the sky. A beautiful triangular UFO was slowly floating above them. Everyone got excited to see this strange craft. They wondered if aliens like Banff's winter weather too. As people tried to get closer for a better look, the UFO seemed to notice. Probably scared by the crowd, the UFO quickly flew away into the air. The tourists were left with an incredible story about their winter day in Banff when they saw a real UFO. Garden visitor's silent flyby. A man relaxing in his garden got a surprise when a UFO flew right over his house. The triangle-shaped object moved without making any sound. It quickly vanished from sight. Worried, the man called the police to report the incident. He thought it was wrong for something to fly so close to his house. But when the police checked, they said their radar hadn't picked up any flying objects nearby, making the sighting even more mysterious, leaving the man to wonder what he had really seen that day. Remote-shaped object. On July 11, 2023, in the USA, a man walking down the street saw something weird in the sky. Two glowing objects floated above, shaped like gaming remotes. One of them kept changing its shape. The man thought these might be UFOs with special powers. He worried he could be in danger if he stayed there. Without making a sound or telling anyone, he ran all the way home. He kept wondering about those strange remote-like UFOs and their shape-shifting abilities. It was a sight he would never forget from that day. Mid-air UFO encounter. Clouds and sky views are common sights for plane passengers, but one traveler witnessed something truly extraordinary. As a passenger looked out the window of his flight, he started casually recording the view of the clouds below. Suddenly, a strange circular object flashed by the plane at incredible speed. Within seconds, the mysterious UFO had disappeared. Panic erupted among the passengers as he told others of it. They wondered what the fast-moving craft could have been and where it had gone. But with no way to verify what they had seen, the plane continued on its way, leaving the UFO sighting a puzzling mystery. Mysterious night visitor. In 2024, Tehran, Iran had an unexpected nighttime guest. Security guards in a local town spotted a circular UFO with green lights all around it, hovering above the buildings. They prepared for trouble, but the UFO just flew past them. That night, people all over Tehran reported seeing the same strange craft. The military sent planes to try and catch it, but they couldn't find the UFO. Some thought it might have left Tehran, while others wondered if it had special powers to disappear. Unexpected encounter. An officer on a military plane had a surprising experience. As he flew through the clouds, he noticed a flying saucer just below his craft. It wasn't flying straight. Instead, it wiggled in the air as if it was unsure of its path. Suddenly, the saucer zipped into a thick cloud, seemingly trying to hide from the plane. He reported the sighting to his crew members, but no one could confirm what it was or where it came from, leaving the mystery unsolved. Cloudy day surprise.
What is that? Look at the lights all around it.
A guy looking out his window on a cloudy day got more than just a nice view. Among the clouds, he saw something unusual. A UFO! Half of it was hidden, but he could see its purple light glowing through the clouds. Excited, the guy waved at the UFO, wondering if aliens were inside. Right after he waved, the UFO hid completely in the dark clouds. The guy was left amazed, wondering if the aliens had seen him too.
What is that? Look at the lights all around
sky portal. A family's road trip through Houston took an unexpected turn. As they drove along, everyone in the car suddenly noticed a strange glow above. It looked like a floating doorway with tiny stairs leading up to it. It was hanging in the air, shimmering like a portal to another world. They wondered if it could be a path to an alien planet, or maybe a way for extraterrestrials to visit Earth. The strange doorway in the sky both fascinated and frightened them. Feeling a bit spooked, the family decided not to stick around and find out. They quickly sped up their car and drove away, leaving the mysterious sky portal behind. Sky surprise. In Spain 2020, a man was enjoying the view from his balcony when something odd caught his eye. A blue ball was slowly flying in the sky. As he looked up, he saw it was actually a blue UFO hovering above the buildings. It floated there for a moment before drifting away into the clouds. The man quickly told his neighbors what he saw. Soon, fear spread through the town as people wondered about the strange blue visitor. But no official news ever came about a UFO in their town. It remained a mystery that only the witnesses could confirm. Hampshire's fiery fleet.
Oh my god.
My goodness.
What is this?
So many.
In Hampshire, England, a farmer was finishing up his work in the field when he saw a strange sight. Near a crop circle, a group of fiery UFOs hovered in the sky, glowing as bright as the sun. The farmer felt scared. He worried these UFOs might damage his crops, but he couldn't do anything except to watch. Luckily, after a while, the UFOs started to disappear, one by one. Once they were all gone, the relieved farmer left the area. He had witnessed a spectacular UFO fleet right above his own fields.
Oh my god.
My goodness.
What is this?
So many.
Strange lights over Quebec.
Troisième. Trois. Il y en a trois. Tiens, regarde, c'est pas moi qui les invente. Quatre.
In Quebec, Canada, a man was standing on the balcony of his apartment when he saw something strange in the sky. There were two blinking lights over the big city that were clearly seen by him. Then, out of nowhere, a third and fourth light appeared. They lined up in two diagonal and parallel lines, shining brightly. Suddenly, the lights vanished without a trace, leaving the man puzzled. Unsure of what he saw, he decided to keep it a secret.
Troisième. Trois. Il y en a trois. Tiens, regarde, c'est pas moi qui les invente. Quatre.
Whiz Flight View. Passengers on a Wizz Air flight were enjoying the view when something strange appeared outside. A black object with an odd shape seemed to be floating in the sky. One of the passengers, a curious lady, tried to get a better look, but the plane's wing blocked her view. She waited for the object to reappear, but it was gone. She couldn't stop thinking about it for the rest of the flight, wondering if she had just seen something out of the ordinary. Strange sea encounter. On September 19, 2003, a ship captain and crew in Cape of Good Hope in South Africa encountered an odd visitor. They saw a shiny disc-shaped UFO hovering right in front of their ship. It seemed to be following them, moving in the same direction as the ship. For a few moments, everyone stared at the mysterious craft. But suddenly, the disc zoomed away in the opposite direction as it noticed the ship. Afterward, they continued their journey, but the crew couldn't stop talking about what they'd seen. Backyard visitor.
What is that?
A calm evening in Palmdale, California took an unexpected turn for one family. They were relaxing in their backyard when a strange light suddenly lit up their lawn. At first, they thought it was just a spotlight, but when they looked up, a huge circular UFO was floating right above their house.
What is that?
The mysterious craft moved slowly, shining its light on different spots of the yard. It looked like it was searching for a safe place to land. It glided away out of the house. They rushed outside to look for it or any signs of the extraterrestrial visitor, but nothing was outside. It was just the same as always. No marks, no strange objects, nothing. The family was left wondering if anyone would believe their incredible story.
What is that?
Glowing craft. What's going out in the skies of Chennai, India? A local out on a night stroll witnessed a mysterious craft hovering above in the sky, slowly drifting from east to west. Later, he got to know that he was not the only one to see it, as the glowing craft caught the attention of multiple witnesses who recorded it. News of the UFO sighting soon spread, reaching the attention of India's space agency, ISRO. Investigators began searching with their ground tracking system, hoping to locate and study the unidentified flying object. But to this day, its origin and purpose remain a mystery. Seaport invasion. One night, a European seaport turned into a shocking spectacle for onlookers when suddenly the sky lit up in a deep red glow. Everyone looked up to see hundreds of UFOs slowly drifting down from above. The cars stopped and the crowd began to gather. The authorities and military rushed to the scene, trying to keep the panicked crowd under control. Slowly, the UFOs descended, floating down into the nearby water. Then, and in the blink of an eye, they disappeared beneath the waves. The port area was sealed off, but no further details emerged. It seemed the government wanted to keep the truth about this alien invasion a secret. Farmhouse fright.
I can't tell if it's drones or what.
They're not parachuters because...
A group of friends were having a fun picnic at a farmhouse when something strange caught their eye. An unusual light appeared in the sky right above them. As they moved closer to get a better look, they realized it was a UFO from outer space. The friends wondered if aliens had landed nearby and if the spaceship was waiting for them to return. Scared by this thought, they quickly jumped into their car and drove away. The next day, when they returned to collect their things, there was no sign of the UFO or any aliens. It was as if nothing had ever happened at the quiet farmhouse.
Hey, what is that, bro?
Cuba's vanishing visitor. One calm evening in a Cuban village, people were chatting and having a good time. Suddenly, they spotted something odd in the sky. A fiery object was flying above them. It was a UFO, glowing with bright red and golden light. The round shape in its center kept moving around. Just as quickly as it appeared, the UFO zoomed upwards and vanished. The villagers waited, hoping it might come back, but it never did. They were left with an exciting story about their unexpected visitor. Pump puzzle. On July 18, 2021, people in Sao Paulo saw a strange sight near a petrol pump. A UFO was hanging in the air, not far above the ground. People wondered if the UFO needed fuel. Everyone at the pump got scared and quickly left. Later, the pump owners checked their security cameras but found nothing unusual. The UFO had flown away by then. No one knows what really happened that day at the Sao Paulo petrol pump. Was the UFO just curious, or did it really need a fill-up? It remains a funny and puzzling story for the city. Strange sighting. In July 2014, a local resident in Rome, Italy spotted something unusual in the sky. It looked like a spy balloon, but it wasn't an ordinary one. The object had several parts connected, forming a strange shape that caught the man's attention. He stood there, watching it hover, trying to figure out what it was. Suddenly, the object flew higher and vanished from sight, leaving the man puzzled about what he had just seen. It was never seen again, adding to the mystery of that summer day. Green lights. A man was driving down a road near Montreal Airport in Canada when he saw something strange in the sky. There were 3 green lights glowing brightly, forming a triangle. They looked like discs and didn't make any sound. The man stopped his car and stared, wondering if the lights could be from another world. He felt scared, thinking they might be watching him. Feeling uneasy, he decided to drive away quickly. The lights stayed in the sky, and no one could explain what they were. Mysterious cloud flashes. During a regular flight, as the pilots guided the plane through the dark sky, they saw flashes of light coming from the thick clouds. At first, they thought it might be a normal lightning storm, but as they focused, the flashes started to have a strange rhythm. They were brighter and more intense than typical lightning. The pilots wondered if there could be a UFO hidden in the clouds, causing the odd lights. The mysterious flashing continued for a little while, but as the plane flew farther away, the lights disappeared from view. They recorded the scene, but without any clear evidence, they were unable to explain the source of the strange cloud lights. Mysterious sky sighting. 2 friends hanging out in a park got a big surprise one evening. While chatting and enjoying the fresh air, they suddenly noticed something odd in the sky above them. A strange object with lights all around appeared out of nowhere, hanging in the air and moving around on its axis, and suddenly vanished within the blink of an eye. Not sure what to do, they decided to call the police and report what they saw. After describing the sight to the officers, the friends thought it might be safer to leave the park. They headed home, wondering what would happen next. No one knows if the police found anything or not. Rooftop mystery. A guy relaxing on his rooftop got a big surprise one evening. He suddenly noticed a weird circular object hanging in the air above the buildings across the street. When he zoomed in with his camera, he saw it was a UFO with blinking lights. The man wondered if the UFO was waiting for aliens to come back from the building. Worried about his neighbors, he ran to warn them. But when he got there, everyone was fine, and the UFO had vanished without a trace. Space UFO. At the International Space Station, astronauts spotted something weird in space. As they watched through the ISS cameras, a round metal object floated into view. The astronauts thought it was a UFO. It came for a brief moment and then drifted out of sight. As ISS shared the video, it got people talking all over the world. Everyone wondered what the object really could be. The encounter left both astronauts and people on Earth confused about what's out there in space. UFOs peekaboo. Some workers in Brazil saw something strange while on a rooftop. High up in the cloudy sky, they spotted a dome-shaped UFO. It stayed in one spot, playing peekaboo with the clouds. The workers kept watching, but suddenly the UFO went behind the clouds and didn't come back out. Even though they looked for it in the sky every day after that, they never saw the mysterious UFO again. Mysterious chase. A group of friends on a road trip in the USA had a wild ride they never expected. As they cruised down the highway, they felt like something weird was following them. When they looked out of the windows, they saw a UFO chasing their car. But that wasn't all. A smaller ball-shaped UFO zoomed past in the sky, too. The friends got scared, wondering if aliens were after them. Not wanting to find out, they quickly sped up their car and tried to hide. Their fun road trip turned into an exciting escape from mysterious flying objects. Roswell's mysterious visitor. A strange sight caught the eyes of locals in Roswell, Mexico. Up in the sky, a UFO hung like a glowing lantern, not moving at all. People wondered why it was just floating there. Suddenly, a government plane zoomed by. The UFO didn't budge an inch. Was it trying to hide from the plane? Or maybe it had special powers to stay invisible to the army? Just as the plane flew away, the UFO vanished into the air. It didn't even move before disappearing. The locals were left surprised, unsure of what they had seen in their Roswell sky. Rooftop UFO sighting. Now, let's take another look at the sky anomaly in the USA. A man on a building's rooftop spotted something weird in the sky. A shiny bronze-colored UFO was floating among the clouds. The sun's rays made it gleam brightly. Just as the man was trying to figure out what it was, the UFO seemed to use special powers and disappeared into the air. The quick sighting left the man amazed and curious, as he was not going to forget this strange encounter anytime soon. Highway UFO haul. A man driving on the highway got a big surprise. He saw a truck loader speeding away, carrying a large UFO on its back. The driver wondered if the government had caught the UFO and was now moving it to a safe place. Maybe they had a deal with aliens to send it back to space. But before he could think more about it, the truck loader sped out of sight. The man never found out where it went or what happened to the UFO. It remained a mystery that he could never solve. It's time for today's open discussion. In October 2020, a satellite zoomed in on Antarctica and found something truly strange. An investigator saw a shiny metal object half buried in the ice. It looked like a perfectly round disc, glowing slightly and casting an odd shadow on the snow. The investigator was amazed, as it seemed to be a spaceship. The object was so unusual that even after checking more satellite images, no one could figure out where it came from or what it really was. The discovery sparked a lot of interest, leaving investigators excited to find out more about this mysterious find. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again.